So, I'm not making this one available at the time in which I'm recording it, but I feel like I've went on live today enough. But the reflection that I've had, I guess my mind has really been moving today on just the process of being um, the belief in one God and only trusting in God, and how what polytheism is, and that Allah desires for us to only trust in that which is real, that to trust in only that which can really deliver, and that is Allah. And I was reflecting on how sometimes Allah helps you to see that by removing things from your life. And I think of the story of Moses, when the people of that time were bowing down to idols, and Moses went and blew up one of those idols, and the people were wondering, well, what happened? And Moses said, well, go ask the other idol. If basically ask the other idol, if you, since you have this belief and trust in other than Allah, why can't you put your faith, or why can't you ask that which you worship to respond to your questions or respond to your needs? And my thought on that today was just that sometimes we find ourselves having faith and believing in that which we should not have faith and belief in. That all that we have at the end of the day comes from Allah. The job that you may have been blessed with has been given to you by Allah's grace and permission. The car that you have, the friends that you have, the spouse that you may have, all of these, the children that you have, all of the things and everything that you have, you only have it by Allah's permission. But sometimes we forget that. And sometimes we put more faith in those things or those people than we should. And it's not that we shouldn't be thankful for all that we have and all those that we have in our life, but Allah is a jealous God, and He wants us to know that even in all those things that you have, it's still Him. It's still Allah. No one or nothing else except Allah. And I was reflecting on just how in some ways, how there's a degree of faith that I had in my job, and there's a dependency that I had and believed to some extent. Even though we talk about the fall of America, there's a degree of trust and faith that I had. And there were things that I didn't worry about because, I got this job, and those things are taken care of. And even though I would say in many instances all praises are due to Allah, and even I reflect and would say and know at the end of the day that my sustenance and my ability to take care of those things that I need to take care of are only by Allah's permission. And in truth, the only boss that I ever had was Allah. But there's a degree of dependency and trust that, as I reflect on, that I had, not in Allah, but in the job. Not and what that does, that there's a degree of comfort that I found, and that I don't have to think about certain things, not because of Allah, but to some extent, to some degree, is because I don't have to worry about this, because these things are taken care of, because I know or trust or believe that I'm going to have a check every other week. So just as I was driving back, I reflected on that, and that even in those things that Allah has blessed us with, those things that God has blessed us with, don't get it twisted. Don't remove the source of that which you have, and remove that. So whatever you have, be thankful not to that thing. Of course, we should be thankful for the friends we have. We should be thankful for the job, and we should be thankful for the opportunities that have been provided to us. And we should show gratitude to those individuals who may be vehicles or vessels of Allah. But it always has to go back to Allah. So that's why we say all praises are due to Allah. Not as a cliche or something that we just say, but really getting into what does that mean when we say all praises are due to Allah. Alhamdulillah, all praises are due to Allah. Do you see that? Do you see it in everything that you have and everything that you've been given and the people that are in your life? And this goes back to being gratitude. Do you really see the source of that which you have? Because when you don't, then you remove a very vital, important part of you moving forward. It's Allah has given us access to the source. And He's given us a method and way to access it. But we always have to know that at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, in the middle of the day, that all praises are due to Allah. Whatever you have of good, that it is only from Allah. Even though you may not see it, and that's what we have to be found doing is looking for Allah's hand in everything. In those things that we perceive as good and those things that we perceive as not so good. Is where is Allah in this? Because you can't remove Him out of the situation. You can attempt to do that, and we end up in worse situations and conditions when we do that. So I just wanted to share that thought and reflection, just that all praises are truly due to Allah, and that what a value we have, that we always have to know and be able to connect and see that it is only by His permission that we have anything. That whatever degree of success that we have is only by His permission, and not to be found, having dependency or finding security. Don't find security in another person. Don't find security in just another individual, be it your spouse or be it your friend. If you find a degree of security in that individual, know that the source is not that individual. It is still Allah. They're just a vessel of Allah. And as Allah has given you whoever He has given you in your life, He can remove that. And we can't be upset about that, because Allah is the giver of life. Allah is the only giver of life. And Allah is the only taker of life. And Allah, since Allah has given us whatever we have, He is definitely in the position and can give out of what He chooses to give, and to hold back what He chooses to hold back from. And that was just really, it just hit me for some reason that we have to be thankful and know that the security, Allah will remove that when He will remove that which is in your life, that you begin to find security in. If it's not Him, He'll remove that in your life, which you begin to find peace in, if it's not Him. And if you don't make that connection. And there's nothing wrong with finding pleasure and a degree of serenity and peace in that which we have and that which Allah has allowed us to obtain. But we got to take it back to the God. And on that note, until next time, all praises are due to Allah. And we have to be more thankful. And on that note, peace until next time. Assalamu alaikum.